Our YouTube mascot decided to make an appearance for another video. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Say goodbye, YouTube. Nice chihuahua. What are you sneezing? You got the coronavirus? We're at our storage and test facility. It looks like Lexus ES350. The Ultra model, loaded up with all the goodies. This is definitely one of my favorite vehicles. I think I'm really going to enjoy this trip. And some people don't like the shape of this grille. I like it. Definitely different. You won't confuse this Lexus with any other brand. And here's our view from the rear. There's nothing exotic about the styling, but overall it's a pretty good looking vehicle. Nice looking wheels. The base price of an ES350 is around $40,000, but as you can see, this one's a bit more because it has a bit more. Let's look at the goodies. Triple beam headlights, 1215, wow. All this other stuff. There you go. And Lexus makes these all around the world. Japan, India, Canada. This one was made in Kentucky. Brings new meaning to Buy American, doesn't it? If you like the Lexus ES but prefer something with more fuel economy, we drove the ES300H Hybrid. Pretty much the same vehicle you're seeing here, except it gets better fuel economy. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video. And we also drove the top-of-the-line LS500 Lexus. That cost a lot more money. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video as well. So you can 3 Lexus tests for the price of 1 free. One of the first things we do when we get a vehicle is check and see if there's a spare tire. At the prices they're charging, I would certainly hope so. Let's see what's under here. Yep, little donut. And the second thing we do is take the headlights out in the dark and see how they perform. We'll be doing that in the second half of the video, so don't go away. Under the hood is a 3.5-liter V6, putting out 303 horsepower. It's almost identical to the one used in the Toyota Camry, except the Camry puts out 301 horsepower. The Lexus a bit more because they want you to use premium fuel. If you want to use regular, I'm not supposed to tell you to do so, but so I won't. The claimed fuel economy is 22 in the city, 32 on the highway, and 26 overall. We're going to try to rack up 400 miles on this in the next 6 days. See what the real figures are, so don't go away. Hooked to a nice 8-speed automatic transmission with the traditional stick shift. I prefer push buttons myself, but don't get that here. If you want to shift for yourself, paddle shifter's on the wheel. Little knob here for normal, sport, or eco modes. I'm told the standard info screen is 8 inches wide, but I got the deluxe 12-inch wider. Very nice clarity. Lots of menu options here. On the older Lexuses, the info screen was controlled by a little toggle stick. Here we get the finger touch system, which I don't like. It's okay when you're sitting still, but trying to operate this when you're bouncing around on the road driving doesn't work too well. Fortunately, you don't have to use it because you can bypass it and use the old-fashioned finger system. And the quality of the rear-view camera system is very nice. And you have many choices here. The only problem with these big screens, they pick up fingerprints. Look at all those smudges. I just cleaned it yesterday. Lots of room in the glove box if you take the thick owner's manual out and stick it somewhere else. The climate control buttons are very simple to use. Same thing with the radio. Down here, simple buttons for the heated seats, heated steering wheel. A very nice gauge cluster with lots of useful information. Well, I'm not a fan of the finger touch infotainment system. Otherwise, I give the interior a total thumbs up. The build quality is superb, as you would expect on a Lexus. First half of the video, show and tell, is over. Second half, let's go out and do some driving. We'll check out the headlights and get some fuel economy numbers. Lexus has some of the best power steering systems around, and that's what we get on this vehicle. Feels hydraulic, which is a good thing. No complaints at all. This is also one of the smoothest riding sedans on the market. They definitely did their homework and refined it over the years. Let's take some speed humps at 15 miles per hour. Here comes number 1. Very smooth. Here comes number 2. Ooh, pothole 2. Didn't feel the pothole at all. Number 3. And the nasty one. It felt a little bit, but not much. This 3.5 V6 is an excellent motor. Very smooth, very quiet, and very quick. Regardless of the type of fuel you use. Perfect brakes, by the way. I've been getting 22 mpg mixed commuting. Let's take this out on the freeway and see if we can bump up these numbers. And after that, we'll do the headlight test. We're going to reset the mileage computer and take a long highway trip, at least 100 miles, and see what figure we get. So don't go away. The ES350 is a nice highway cruiser. Very smooth, comfortable, quiet, low wind noise. And almost everyone I've driven got more than 30 miles to the gallon on the highway. Maybe we'll get 30 miles to the gallon off this. We'll find out soon enough. By the way, just a note, normally if I'm doing a highway fuel economy test, I'll set the cruise control at 75 miles per hour. But I'm in a hurry today. I have an appointment for lunch and I'm already running late. So I've been driving this pretty hard, passing everybody. And I don't think the fuel economy is going to be the best it could be. We'll find out in a minute when I pull over. Well, let's see, 115 miles, 31.2 mpg. Pretty good considering how quick I was going. I'm not complaining. We're going to take a second highway test to do the fuel economy numbers and a little more consistent at our speed today. Traffic's pretty light. Don't see as many issues. Well, 36.6, that's a lot better. Can't complain about that. Just got to keep it under 80 miles per hour. Not that I would go that fast. By the way, all of my highway tests, they've been done in the normal mode, not the Eco or Sport. Although I noticed the Eco mode emblem flashing on the gauge cluster on my first trip, and I don't know why, because I had it in the normal mode. It could be because the vehicle was idling at a standstill, I don't know. It appears we have 3 bulbs on each side. Maybe that's why they call them the triple beam LEDs, huh? Alright, it's dark enough. Let's see what these lights do. Seem pretty bright thus far. Before we go outside, let's take a look at the cabin, see how it lights up, and just like Christmas tree, all the vitals are easy to see. And the rear view camera looks pretty good, nice wide screen. And here's what the guy in back of you will see. Not the biggest and brightest I've ever seen, but more than adequate, I guess. The license plate looks a bit brighter to me. And the Swallow is 100 feet away. We have the brights on. Fantastic light there. You go to low beam. Pretty decent, a bit lower than I would care for, though. And here are the brights on a fence line 80 yards away, with a security guard yelling at me in the building 130 yards away. Going low beam, the cutoff is a bit shorter than what I would care for. For what they're charging for these headlights, I would think they would be active headlights that turn the same direction with the steering wheel, but they don't seem to be doing that. Oh well, they're bright enough. I did notice when you turn the steering wheel, you get side lights going in the direction of the wheel you're turning. This is primarily for parking lot use, so you don't hit things you're not supposed to. Road debris and winos. One thing I like about the ES350 is the build quality is superb. That's because the standards Lexus has are very strict, regardless of what plant they're made at. So the Kentucky version is just as good as the one made in Japan. No worries there. If you watch my videos, you know if there's something wrong with the vehicle, I will tell you, but aside from the finger touchpad for the infotainment system, and maybe a little bit more range on the low beam headlights I would like. Those are the only two things I could bitch about, and they're not really significant. On a scale of 1 to 100, I'd have to get at least 98 points for this baby. A very, very nice car and well worth the money. Here's some links to other vehicles we've driven. Just go to the end, click and watch. And subscribe. I need the gas money.